Hi friends, it's Jeff with Home Repair Tutor, and today I'm going to help you fix a slow draining bathroom sink and get it unclogged. Unfortunately, this is a super common problem with many homes, but it's not that hard to fix. So let's get started. In order to do this fix the right way, you just need to understand a few things about the plumbing underneath your sink. So this is the drain coming from your sink. This is the P-trap. You could also argue that it should be called a U-trap. So anyhow, this is the P-trap. It comes down and then up and then into your wall. The reason why this is shaped the way that it is you need to have some water standing right here so that sewer gas doesn't come back in from your plumbing lines and into your bathroom. So the water prevents the sewer gas from coming back into the house, and that's why there's water in this P-trap right here. So you need a Tupperware container like this, and it's probably a good idea to put a towel underneath where you're going to be working. So anyhow, put the Tupperware container so that it's directly underneath the P-trap, and you want to loosen these slip nuts like this. Now if you can't do it by hand, you can use channel locks like this and simply adjust them so that they'll fit the nut, and then just unscrew the nut like so. So unscrew the top one and then unscrew the bottom one. And water will come out, and that's why you need the Tupperware container or a bucket. And just let that drain off. And when it slows down, you can take the whole P-trap out. Okay? Now, I guarantee you that this is full of some muck and guck. Watch this. So there's definitely an obstruction in there. And what you can do is tap it up against that container, or you can fish it out. Now chances are you're also going to have an obstruction that goes up to the stopper, because there's a rod, and I'll show you, on the back of this drain line that controls the stopper. As you can see here, there's this rod, and it sticks in the pipe here. And a lot of times hair and muck and guck get caught on this rod that sticks in your pipe. Okay? The other place, and you can even see it here, there's a piece of, I don't know, gookly glook sticking up in this gooseneck portion of the pipe. Now you can remove this pipe and look in there too. There's also a slip nut in the back here you can take off. You can pull the gooseneck portion of the pipe out. Again, look how much crud is in there. Ugh. In order to clean out this drain, you're going to have to remove this pivot arm right here. Now it's held in place by this nut that I'm loosening. All right? So loosen it with a pair of channel locks or a crescent wrench. Take that nut off, pull the arm out, inspect the arm. Look, there's goop all over it. There's like goopity goop all over it. All right, and that's an indicator that there's a lot of muck and guck in here, and I can already feel it with my finger. With the pivot arm pulled out, you can pull up on the pop-up stopper. Check this out. Look at all this goop on here. Yuck, yucky stuff. So you know that there's a clog right down in that drain. All right, so I bought this Zip-It tool at the local hardware store. It costs about $3, and this is what I'm going to use to stick down into the drain. With the Tupperware container directly underneath this drain, what I'm going to do is stick the Zip-It tool down in there, okay? So stick it down in there like so. And just get all of this guck out of there. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Ugh. Just work it around and try to clear out that drain the best that you can. Now, if you have one, you can also use a drain auger like this one, all right? And it's very simple to use. It has a sharp spring on the end of it like this, okay? So what you do is you unlock that, and you feed it down into your drain line, all right? Just clean out that drain the best that you can. Now, if you want to, you can also stick a paper towel down through this drain, because it's just going to come out the other end and into your Tupperware container. And you can use the snake to push that paper towel down through the drain to clean off the sides of the pipe. All right, guys, check this out. Ugh. Look at all the gunk that was in there. All right. And that's that paper towel that I shoved through. This is the stopper. It still has gunk in it. You want to clean that off with a paper towel again. But check this out. And this is not for the faint of heart. This is the paper towel that I shoved down through the pipe. Look how clogged it is, just caked full of muck and gunk. All right. And look at all this. Ugh. All right. So anyhow, that worked out very well. With the Tupperware container in place and underneath the pipe that's in your wall right there, what you want to do, and you might as well do this because you have all the pipes out, is stick your zip it into this wall pipe like so, okay? And see if you catch any kind of obstruction and pull it out. Now, admittedly, I like using a snake or an auger a little bit better. You want to push the auger in as far as it'll go until you meet up with the obstruction, if you even have one, okay? And once it stops, that's when you want to spin it around. Once you find an obstruction, lock your auger in place, okay? And then spin it around, either by hand, or if you have an attachment on it, you can put your drill on there and spin it around with the drill. Then pull the auger out of the wall with your hand. Another big tip that I have is to fold up a paper towel like this and stick it down through the pipes that you remove. So this is the gooseneck. All right, this is the gooseneck. I call it a gooseneck because it has this shape. So stick this towel down through here like that. And you can kind of floss out the inside and get rid of any residual yuckiness. And then finally, you have your pop-up stopper. And this is what looks really bad. So again, take a paper towel, clean that off. And this is also a good opportunity to clean off that pivot arm that was sticking in the back of your drain. All right, now it's time to put everything back together. So stick your gooseneck back into the wall. Make sure that this washer is flush with the pipe going into the wall, and then tighten that nut up just a little bit because you may have to adjust this gooseneck in or out of the wall. Take your P-trap, position it like so, all right? Stick it up onto the drain. What I like to do is make sure that gooseneck arm is sitting down in the P-trap. Then I hand tighten this nut like so. And then again, make sure that this washer right here is sitting flush with the top portion of the gooseneck, or excuse me, the P-trap. Again, hand tighten like so. With that in place, now you can, with the P-trap in place, now you can tighten this back nut. You can give 1/4 turn on each of these plastic nuts with your channel locks just to make sure that they're tight enough. All right, with the pop-up stopper in place, you can put this arm in through the hole that's in the pop-up stopper and then ratchet down on this nut here with your hand and then tighten it 1/2 to 1/4 turn with a set of channel locks. Nice and tight. With the water on, check for leaks at this slip nut, and the slip nut back here in the wall. Also, check for leaks where you inserted the pop-up stopper arm into the drain here on the back of the drain. Let the water run for a good minute or two, and then check around to see if there are any drips. All right, check this out. The water's draining like a champ. All right, my friends, that's it. That's how you fix a slow draining bathroom sink and get it unclogged. So I hope this video helped you out. If it did, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. If you've got a question, add that to the comment section because I'll help you out with any of the similar problems that you have with your own sink. And visit homerepairtutor.com, sign up for my email newsletter because you're gonna get a lot of great tips on home improvement and home repairs that'll save you time and money. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Ew, pretty disgusting, right? This would have been a great back scratcher before I ran it through that drain. Ugh. Ugh. Oh my gosh. The Zip It, the back scratcher for men with back hair.